Hi, my name's David, and I'm here to show you how to set up an IT reseller company in Deskera. First, we're going to click on Books, and we're taken to the onboarding screen. So inside here, we can click Set up your company. Then we can update the company name if required. We can select which country you're from. You can change which currency you wish to use. You can update your financial year start date, and you can select your book beginning date. So for example, maybe April 1st or May 1st. And based upon the statutory requirements of what country is selected, it'll prompt you here, do you collect taxes? Then you can click Next. Inside here, it asks you, what does your business deal with? So you have a choice of services, digital products, and inventory. For IT Reseller, we're going to select digital products. We're going to select inventory. We're going to activate pick, pack, ship, and multiple warehouse. If your company has multiple warehouses, you can activate that here. Once done, you can click All Set. At the Let's Get Started page, it'll show you can create your first invoice, create your first expense, import your data, or connect to bank. First thing we're going to do is import your data. We're going to click here, and we're going to click on Contacts, and click on Import Data. Inside here is where you can download the sample file, and then we can open it. Now we're in the Import Contact template. Inside here, you can enter in your contacts. So what is a contact? A contact can be a vendor or a customer. The system determines whether it's a vendor or customer based upon the transactions related to the contact. For example, if a contact creates a buy transaction, for example, a bill, the system will determine that's a vendor. If the contact creates a sell transaction, like an invoice, it'll be considered a customer. Now, if the contact creates both a buy and sell transaction, the system will consider it both a customer and a vendor. Now let's take a look at the fields. We have sequence code. So this is your unique contact number that identifies your contact. Your contact name, your currency, your email, receivable count, payable count, your payment terms, your billing address, billing country, billing state, billing city, shipping address, shipping country, shipping state, shipping city, and based upon different statutory requirements, additional fields will appear here. Since I'm in the US, its tax number is tax exemption and tax exemption reason. But for other countries, different fields will appear here as well. So let's save it, and then let's import it. So I'm just going to drag and drop the file into here. You can also click Browse, and then select the file and click Open, and it'll also upload the file here. We're going to click Next. We're going to see all the fields have been auto-mapped. We're going to click Next. Now inside here, we have import properties. For example, import options, add new records, update existing records, or add new and update existing records. So you can choose which one applies. Reject the duplicates, import the duplicates, reject the entire row, reject the invalid value, but import the row, add the value in the dropdown. So I can select what I want if everything looks good, and then I can click Submit. The file has been uploaded. Please check the import log for more details. Next, we're going to click on Import Your Data, and we're going to click on Products this time, and click Import Data. We're going to go click on Tracked and Non-Tracked Products, and click Next, and we're going to download a sample file, and we're going to open it. We're now in the Product Import template. Inside this template, you can import two different types of products, tracked and non-tracked. A non-tracked product can be considered like a service, like IT support, gardening, electrician. And we have tracked products, so you consider it like a laptop, an ebook, a software, all products that you want to keep track of the quantity that you actually have. Now let's look at the fields. Inside here we have sequence code, so this is a unique identifier of the product. We have the product name, we have the product type, we have the product description, barcode, purchase account, purchase price, sales account, sales price. Is it taxable? So this is statutorily compliant, so this changes based upon which country you chose when you created the company, unit of measurement, opening quantity, opening valuation. So what is opening valuation? Opening valuation is the total amount of the opening quantity. So if I put 3 here, so 3 units of laptops equal, let's say, $2,456. So this $2,456 means that these 3 quantities Added up together, their total value is 2456. We also have the cost of goods sold account, inventory account, stock adjustment account. This is where you input your warehouse, put your purchase return, sales return account. After all that, you can press save. Now inside here, I'm just going to drag and drop the file. You can also click browse and select the file as well. Then I'm going to click next, and you can see it auto maps. Then I'm going to click next. And just like in contacts, you have the import properties. So you have the import options in case of duplicate records and in case of invalid values. Inside here, I can see my information, and I can see there's 3 invalid records, so I can go look at what's causing it. So I don't have a primary warehouse, so I can delete this, and I can change it to example for Austin. And then if I want to apply it to the rest of them, I just click here, apply to the entire column. So you can see I can change it directly on the screen. And then I can click submit. Your file has been uploaded. Please check the import log for more details. Next, I want to go to products. I want to click on new product. Inside here, you can add an image. You can select the type. Is it a non-track, tracked, or a bill of material? So just to inform you, what is a bill of material? A bill of material is a bunch of components that are combined together to form a product. An example of this would be, for example, a desktop computer. You can add in the CPU, motherboard, RAM, hard drive, the fan, the case, and you combine it together to form a desktop computer. Then you can add in maybe a keyboard, a monitor, a mouse to form maybe a computer set, just to give you an example. Over here we can name the product, so for example, printer. And now we have barcode. In our mobile app, we have a barcode reader. So if you input the code here, our barcode reader can go and scan it. And this is in our buy and sell transaction. So once you go into buy and sell, you click the barcode reader, you scan it, the product will be automatically populated. You can input the description. We have our accounting information over here for you to input. We have our inventory information for you to input. We also have enable advanced tracking. So inside here you can have batch tracking and serial number. So for example, you may be selling laptops or other items, and each item has its own serial number, and you want to keep track of it. So in order to do that, under Create New Product, you would have to select serial number, and then we can click Save. Next, let's click on Settings, and let's click on Organization Profile, and let's click on the pencil icon. I'm inside the organization profile. Inside here I can see the company name, tax registry, and the date format. This is where I can change it. If I go to finances, I can see my financial start date, book beginning date, and reporting currency. I can see the number of decimal places. I can change it to 2, 3, or 4. Please take note, once you change it to 3 or 4, you cannot go back to 3 or 2. So you can go up, but you cannot go back down. We can also see the number format, and I'm able to activate multi-currency. For example, Australian, Canadian, and save. Next, let's click on compliance. This all depends on your tax registry. So if your tax registry is the US, you'll see something like this, but if it's another country, you'll see something different. Inside here, we can input the address. We can input the state, any postal code, and we can update. Now you can see all the data has been updated accordingly. Next, let's click on Warehouse. Inside here, I can edit my primary warehouse by clicking on the 3 dots and clicking Edit. I'll be able to change the name. So for example, maybe Austin Warehouse. I can add in the address, city, state, zip code, and country. And I can save it. If I have more than one warehouse, I can click Add Warehouse. I can input the name. For example, Fresno Warehouse. I can input the address, city, state, zip code. And I can put in the country, and I can save it. Next, let's click on Settings. Let's click on Custom Fields, and let's click Create. So inside here, you can add a custom field, such as a text box, multi-select drop-down, numbers, to different types of transactions and masters. For example, your contacts, your products, your accounts. You can add to journal entry, expenses, deposits, debit notes, credit notes, invoice, quotation, purchase order, and bills. This will allow you to start filtering your different types of reports. You can filter based upon your different sell and buy records based upon these custom fields. So for example, I'm going to use brand. I'm going to use multi-select dropdown. I'm going to add a new option. I'm going to add in, for example, gold brand. Silver, and then bronze. And you can use other types of drop downs, text boxes, and numbers. For example, if you want to track what color it is, or you want to filter out the product by color later on, the size, any different types of segments that you require. Now for this one specifically, I'm just going to tick products, and I'm going to create. Next, let's go to products, and let's update some products. So for example, maybe I want to go click on my monitor, and I'm going to go and edit it. And for this custom field, I'm going to say this one's going to be my gold brand. I can even update it, the monitor, maybe gold monitor. I can just create a new product, maybe again, I can create and add a custom field here. So for example, silver brand, save it. And let me just update one more. So for example, maybe I'll update the mouse. And I'll call this bronze mouse. Oh, and take note that if you create the custom fields first, when you click on import, all you have to do is add another column to the import template. And then you can select the field that I've created, brand, and you'll be able to import them with the custom field inside the system. Next, let's click on sell. And let's create a new invoice. Inside here, we're going to select the contact. So for example, let's see, Eric. And I can also click new contact. If I click new contact, it'll create a brand new contact from this screen. Now let's add some products. So maybe the golden monitor. Maybe I want 2 of these. And maybe the price will be $500, for example. And I want the bronze mouse. And maybe I want 2 of these. And maybe they're $50 a piece. I can input any discounts. So for example, if I put in 10 here, it's a flat rate discount. If I put a percentage, it becomes a percentage discount. Now if I click on the 3 dots, you can see custom field and delete. So if I click on the custom field, I can see my custom field here. If I need to, I can also update it here as well. And I'm able to delete my line item here as well. I can do an attachment. I can put in a memo. Any custom fields in the invoice, I can click here. I can set as recurring. I can set multi-currency. I can manage, so I can determine to change any of the fields here, the labels. So for example, item, description, quantity, UOM, price, and discount. I can change those labels here. I can set up payments, so I can set up Veeam, Stripe, PayPal, or not applicable. And then I can save and close it. Since I don't have any quantity, it's asked me, do I want to create a back order? Quantity added is more than available quantity. Do you want to create a back order for this invoice? So let's save and create back order. So inside here, I can add a contact. So for example, electronics. I see my products here, and I can input the unit price. So maybe $10, and let's call this $100. Then I can put any discount if required. Again, I can attach, put a memo. And then I can add any custom fields that are related to this order, any set recurring, and more. I can do multi-currency options here. Again, I can manage, so I can change the item, description, quantity, UOM, price, and discount label. And then I can save and close. You can see my order's been created. Next, let's click on the 3 dots and let's receive the goods. And let's click here. Since Golden Monitor is a serial number base, let's give it a serial number. So I'm just doing S-1 and I'm doing S-2 and assign. And I'm clicking done. I'm going to receive. Next, let's click on Sell. If you see this icon here, this means it's a back order. If we drill into the invoice, we can also see linked to. So we can see it's linked to order 000001. If I go back out and I click the three dots, I can go fulfill it. You can see Golden Monitor is tracked by serial number. So let's click on this button and select which serial number we want to select. We also have quick commit with FIFO method. So first in, first out. So let's just type in the one we want to assign. So for example, S1, S2, and we assign it. We click done, and we fulfill. Now our invoice has been fulfilled. Let's go click create new and create a new invoice. We're going to quickly create an invoice and we're going to fulfill it using the dropship process. But what is dropship? Dropship means, for example, a customer places an order with me, I place an order with my vendor, and the vendor sends directly to my customer, so it never enters my warehouse. An example of this would be, for example, if a customer places an order for a monitor, and instead of I taking a monitor out of my warehouse, I place the same order with my vendor, and my vendor ships it directly to my customer, so it never enters my warehouse at all. Now let's add a contact. So for example, we're going to use Jim this time. We're going to add a line item. So we're going to select the silver monitor. We're going to input the quantity. We're going to put in the unit price. So maybe this one's 250, for example. And we're going to save and close it. Save. Next, let's click on the three dots and click Fulfill. Inside here, we're going to click Drop Ship. And we're going to click Yes. Inside here, we're going to change the vendor. Then we're going to select the ship to, which is our customer's ship to address. We're going to input the unit price. So for example, $50. And I'm going to save and close it. After that, I'm going to click on Sell. Click on the three dots, click Fulfill. I'm going to fulfill it. Now it's been fulfilled. Now if I go back to buy, you can see the goods have been received here, so it's now received. Next, let's click on Apps. As mentioned earlier when we were creating an invoice, we have different payment gateways. We can connect to Veeam, PayPal, Wise, and Stripe. We also have our fixed assets. We have our stock transfer and stock adjustment here as well. We also have tracking, so you can track your shipments through USPS as well as FedEx. So that way you know where your shipment's at any time. We also have the ability to connect through eCom. So in eCom, you're able to connect to Amazon, Shopify, and WooCommerce. All you have to do is click Open, and then you do your setup. Then you can see your orders, customers, and products. Same thing with Amazon, and same thing with WooCommerce. Next, let's go back to Books, and let's click on Reports. Inside here, we have our financial reports, our tax reports, our purchase reports, inventory reports, and our sales reports. So, of course, in finances, we have our profit and loss balance sheet, our cash flow statement, general ledger, trial balance, our reconciliation reports, statement of accounts by vendor. Under purchases, we have our age payables, bills list, payment list, debit notes. We have our stock availability by warehouse, so you can see how much stock you have in each warehouse and determine what levels are there. You can see your stock aging report, so you can see how long your stock's been in each warehouse and why is it not moving. If a stock's been in there for a very long time, like 90 to 121 days, you're going to have to determine, do I need to lower the price to clear it out or move it to a new location? And you'll have to look at what to do because of that. Your sales return report, purchase return report, our age receivables, so you can see how much invoices are outstanding and you're waiting to receive payment from. Our invoice list, our credit note, receipt list. I'd also like to mention that based upon certain reports, you can filter by custom fields here. Next, let's click on the box and let's switch to sales. Now we're in CRM, so let's go click on contacts. You can see contacts have flown in from Books. If I create a contact in CRM, it'll flow to Books. If I create a contact in Books, it'll flow into CRM. And let's click on Marketing and let's click on Segments. Inside here, I can add a segment. So for example, computers. I can also filter. So if I have a large amount of contacts, I can filter by owner, sub-owner, visibility, label, and custom field. So if I've assigned a custom field and added the information to my contacts, I can also filter by this. I'm going to select my contacts and I'm going to save. Next, I'm going to click on email and we're going to add an email template. Now this is where you can create your email template. If you look up here, you'll see an alert. Contact information is required in all campaigns to comply with the CAN-SPAM Act and International Spam Law. Kindly add your address in footer. So let's click on this and let's add contact details. Now let's enter our address. So for example, 37 Road, City, Los Angeles, zip code, country, and let's save. And you can see the address has now been updated. Now up here you can see full screen, view code, import template, toggle images. Over here we have our properties, we have our open layer manager, and we have our open blocks. So what type of blocks do we have? We have 1 section, half section, 1/3 section, 3/7 section, button, divider, text, image, link, link block, list items, image group, image text, and box text. So I'm just going to drag over here half section. So you can see I have 2 sections here. I'm going to drag over image text. And maybe I'm going to drag over, let's see, maybe a box text over here. Now inside here, I'm going to double click on this, and then I'm going to insert an image. My images have now been imported. So I'm going to click on it and close it, and you can see my images here. I can go here and change the text. I can click here and add a placeholder. So hi everyone, or hi first name, for example. I can enter a link inside here. Plus I can go to box text. I can change the information here as well. And I can also select placeholder. So we have first name, last name, full name, email, phone number, address, organization, and contact type. If everything looks good, I can save it after I input a name. So just give you an example of creating an email template. Next, let's go to campaigns. Create a campaign, put in the campaign name. Subject. Select a category, add a category. Click Next. I can select my segment. Click Next. Select my email template. So I'm using one of the existing ones. Use. Save and continue. Click Next. Put in my sender's name, email address, verify email. So an email address will be, or an email will be sent to your email address. And then you'll have to click on the verification to verify it. So I'm verifying your email address. And now it should be verified. Yep, your email's been verified. So I verified from my email account, and you can see now email is verified. I can use Deskera email service or use my own. So if I use my own, I put in my sender name, email address, username, password, my server, and my port for my SMTP, and allow non-secure certificates. I can schedule for now, or I can schedule for later. So I can go here and choose what date and time I want to send it out. I can send a test email, and I can send it. So let's put in the sender name again. It looks like it disappeared if you click on use my own. So I just added the information in. I'm using Deskera email server, and I'm sending. So it's added successfully. Let's go to the campaign. I can see it's currently scheduled. Let's refresh the screen. So I'm just going to go to, for example, dashboard, and then I'm going to go back to my campaigns. And you can see it's been sent. And I can see that no one has clicked on it yet, but hopefully I'll be clicked on, and then I can see this report. I can also export it. Next, let's click on deals. Now let's click on default pipeline, and let's click add pipeline. Inside here, I can see the new stage, one stage, lost stage. I can add multiple stages in here. I can give it a name. For example, new pipeline. I can name the stages, new stage 1, new stage 2. Again, you can name it whatever you'd like based on your business requirements. And if everything looks good, you can just save it. And the stages have been created. So you can see new stage 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I want to edit it, I can go here and click on the pencil icon. So I can input any help desk. I can input the probability. Is it increasing or decreasing? Well, it should be increasing as you go up the pipeline. How many rotting days? How many days before this deal goes rotten? And I'm able to update. Next, let's click on the switch to, and let's go to people. Now we're inside Deskera people. Inside here, we can input the country. So this is based upon your statutory requirements. So you have to make sure you put in the right country here, or all the requirements will not show up properly. So for example, let's go to United States, put in the address, and you can see that it auto-populates. And click next, put in the schedule, monthly, and we have different pay periods. So we have monthly, weekly, twice per month, bi-weekly. I can add in our first employee's name, put in the email address, if I want to, the contact number, the basic salary, and this could be per year, per month, per hour, and I can continue to add more employees, and I can click finish. Thank you. Sit back and relax while we're setting up your organization. Now inside here, I can go to employees. I can see my employee list. And this is where I can add in additional employees, and I can also import employees. We can go to our pay schedules, and I can see my pay schedules here. So if I want additional pay schedules, I can add it here. We have our payroll, and this is our pay run. So this is where I can create my pay run. If I go to my settings and go to my company settings, this is where I can fill in my company information, set up my work week, offboarding checklist. Under performance, I can input my questions, appraisal cycle schedule, and appraisal period frequency. Any tax details, this is my payslip designer, so I can design my payslip. And then I can go to e-leave. Inside here, we can click on settings. We can click on leave management. We can click on new leave type. This is where you can put in the leave name, days per year, leave prorate, leave accrual on, description. Do you allow carry forward? What's the maximum number of days? Is it based upon gender, maternity, paternity leave, for example? Marital status. Do you allow unpaid leave? Apply before confirmation date, and years of service-based entitlement. So I can put in here how many days for based upon each year of service. We can do leave adjustment, You have your yearly holidays, so this is where you can add in your yearly holidays. And I can add new, and I can say recurring every year or one time. User management and company settings. Next, let's click on people and let's click on expenses. Inside here, I can go to admin settings, and this is where I can create new groups. So I can create a group, and inside that group, I can assign it as a manager. So assign manager and add members. Also, we have categories, so this is where I can add new categories. For example, golf. And this is where I can set it to which expense group it applies to. For example, does it apply to default? And then I can save it. After that, I can go back here and I can start doing my claims. And that was a quick look at how to set up an IT reseller company in Deskera.